Ever stop to think how much those little impulse buys on your phone are adding up to, and how many subscription payments are sneaking out of your bank account every single month? Before I started using Rocket Money, let me tell you, I had no idea. But the first time I logged in, I saved $435. I couldn't believe it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I just love the dashboard. It shows everything in one place, even the subscriptions you forgot you signed up for. And if there's something you don't need, Rocket Money helps you cancel it. Plus, it alerts you if a bill increases or if something unusual pops up in your account. It's basically like having a personal assistant for your money. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Welcome to the Kim Komando Show podcast for the weekend of February 10th, 2024. Here's Hour 1.
Hey, I don't know if you've seen the headlines about how thieves are now stealing the electric vehicle cables. Why? Because of copper. Now, the cables themselves are super expensive, anywhere between $300 and maybe even $1,000 or more. But here's the deal. Once the thief cuts the cable, it's useless. It just doesn't work anymore. And inside the copper, well, it's only about $5 worth of copper. So if you want to make $1 million stealing EV charging cables for copper, you're going to need 200,000 EV cables. Wow. Let me tell you, if you get caught, though, the charge will be for misconduct. Oh, that was a bad one. Hey, listen, you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is now a tech thing. And if you're joining us for the first time, a warm welcome. So happy to see you. And if you're a regular listener and viewer, glad to have you on board with us once again. I'm, of course, Kim Komando, America's digital goddess, here with you once again. It's the biggest show. It's the best show. It's the most trusted show about all things digital. You can find us on over 420 top stations across the United States. You can also get us as a podcast and as a webcast and that video stream over inside the Komando community commercial free. So in case you want to check it out, head over to komando.com and hit that button that says Komando Community. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members, serving in 175 countries, and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And I need two things from each and every one of you. Two things. Number one, the best and easiest way for us to continue to grow the show is for you to tell one person about the Kim Komando Show. That's it, just one person. And number two, drop me a note through the website at komando.com. That link is email Kim right there on the top right-hand corner. I read every single note. I want to hear more about what you want to know about. Just for you, dear one, I check out at least 35, 40 different websites every single day to make sure that we're both up to date on everything digital. And here are the top 5 things you need to know about tech right now. The bad news surrounding electric vehicles just keeps piling up. Wow, the Wall Street Journal reports, get this, that if Ford would simply shut down its EV lines, its profits would increase by a whopping 50%. Wow. So Ford's big news this week is a very upbeat look for 2024. They're predicting an operating profit of $11 billion. But if you look closer, no one's buying the Ford EVs, especially the pickups and the SUVs. See, both are just too heavy to really be efficient. And that translates into a projected loss, could you imagine, of $5.5 billion for Ford's EV department. Oh my gosh. I am telling you, if you work in Ford's EV department, you better be getting your CV up and running. Shut down the hemorrhaging EV production line and that $5.5 billion loss goes away and it boosts the bottom line profits to $16 billion. Speaking of cars, Honda and Acura's recalled 550,000 vehicles over an airbag defect. They say that you're going to get a letter in the mail. If you're worried about it, just call the dealer. Coming in at number 2, Mark Zuckerberg's new favorite word is public. Public. That's right. During a recent Meta call, he was talking about on Facebook and Instagram, there are hundreds and billions of publicly shared images and tens of billions of public videos. And because it's public, Meta doesn't have to get our permission to use it or to pay us for it when it's training its AI. Now, there is an opt-out request form in the Meta Help Center. And let me tell you, it's just a request. It doesn't really work. I think that's just there because European regulators slapped Meta with a $1.3 billion fine. In case you want to check out the form, we have it over at commando.com. Coming in at number 3, there's a new check for you to do at the gas pump. I want you to give that card reader a little wiggle and check the keypad and see if all the seals aren't broken. The check is to look for credit card skimmers. Well, now there's something called shimmers. What? Yeah. These are really harder to direct. They slide right into the card slot on the pump. And they can steal the data from your chip's card, your card number, and your PIN. And then these fraudsters clone your card's magnetic strip, and then they just go on some crazy shopping spree on your credit card. So how do you fight back? When you're sliding your card into the reader, pay attention to how it feels. If there's little resistance or the card gets stuck, that's a red flag. Best way to pay is just to tap. And by the way, using your Apple Pay or Google Wallet. Coming in at number 4, the Apple Vision Pro, the $3,500 mixed reality headset, they say is the most advanced consumer tech product ever. I'm not sure who said that, but I don't believe it. There are any videos of a guy driving or not driving his cyber truck with the Apple Vision Pro on. Folks are using it on the subway, walking down the street. Popular YouTube Casey Neistat has already been caught riding around on a skateboard with one. Now, the coolest thing about the Apple Vision Pro is you can wear it out and engage with it by staying connected with your surroundings. Now, Apple says the device is not designed to be used while moving around unsafe environments such as balconies, streets, stairs, or other potential hazards. But you know as well as I do, someone's going to do it and someone's going to get killed, right? How long do you think? I give it about a month and a half. Also coming in at number 5, I'm not a huge fan of The Simpsons, but I must say that the show oddly predicts things that seem to happen. I mean, Donald Trump becoming president, Elon Musk buying Twitter, even the Titanic submarine disaster. The newest prediction, the Apple Vision Pro, back in 2016. Mr. Burns hires Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie for a VR family tryout. He's testing out a new headset. When I'm telling you, look at the pictures, looks just like the Apple Vision Pro. I don't know about the Apple Vision Pro. I'm thinking they should have just called them the eyeglasses. All right, how about we start with Shirley in Littleton, Colorado. Hi there, Shirley.
Hi, Kim. Thank you for taking my call. I read your email newsletter daily, and I learn a lot of stuff from that.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah. But I read about your urging us to take down 23andMe DNA accounts. And so my sister and I both have one. And we were a little confused or concerned, like, what exactly are you concerned about by urging us to remove those?
Really good question. 23andMe, they've been around for almost 20 years, right? 18 years now. And, selling genetic testing. And the whole idea is that you can figure out where you were from, right? And maybe, there was something in that family tree that you needed to know. Well, they got hacked, and for 5 months, they didn't even know that they got hacked. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, the company has gone from being worth $6 billion to 0. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, when they were hacked, they got the names, the addresses, and the genetic information of sometimes, depending upon what you read, it's 7 million people. Sometimes it's 14 million. Okay, either one. Not sure which number is right. Here's my problem. Many of the people's genetic information, addresses, everything that was with it, were of Jewish and Chinese heritage. It actually looks like those particular people were targeted, specifically targeted. Okay. 23andMe only realized when they were hacked. Do you know how they figured it out?
No.
When the hackers began advertising the stolen data for sale on the dark web.
Wow. Okay, that is scary.
Okay. That's when they found out. They didn't even know. Had no clue for 5 months. Okay. That's a long time. So now you have to ask yourself a few questions. Okay. Who would be buying this data? Right?
Yeah.
How would they use it? I mean, we have a lot of racist groups here in the United States, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. We also have a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, too. What if somebody wanted to get your name and address and your DNA information, and then they could cross-reference that with political parties. And now, yeah, I mean, you can see how you can create these scenarios. Is it Hezbollah? Is it Iran? What's going on? We have this big war in Israel right now. So that's why I want you to get rid of your data. Okay, it's probably already gone to the hackers, but let's not keep it out there any longer than we have to. So that's why I've never been a proponent of doing these DNA tests. Never have been a proponent of doing them, especially in these, under the scenario that it's going to be fun and you're going to learn that you are, I just happen to be Russian Ukrainian and I've got like a schmidgen of I'm from somebody who went to, looks like Syria for the weekend, you know what I mean, type of thing. Had a fun time, okay? So, and that's, it seems innocent. It seems harmless until you start thinking, where is this data really going? And how is it going to be used? And now, how do I know that I have this little bit of pseudonymity? Is that I was part of a Mayo Clinic clinical trial.
Wow.
To do DNA testing after my mother died of pancreatic cancer to see if there were any mutations in my DNA that could show a propensity for anything like that. And of course, along the way, they give you your heritage and then they say, I don't have any heart disease. I don't have any cholesterol. I don't have any DNA mutations for cancer, and they go through all that great stuff, which is really nice to know. It's a good feeling to know, because if there were, then you'd just go have additional testing, maybe have a mammogram every 6 months instead of every year or whatever it may be. So, I think in that case, that's where I think there's more of a benefit for that risk. Okay. When your health is right there on the table versus I'm 2% Irish or whatever it may be. So that's why in the newsletter, I've been kind of beating that drum that if you have done any DNA testing, is that I want you to go in and I want you to delete your records. I want you to delete your files, figure out how to do that. We give the links in the newsletter whenever we mention it. So if you're not already getting our daily newsletter, join 500,000 folks that get it every single day. You can sign up right now over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. Shirley, thank you so much for your call today. I do appreciate you getting through. Yeah, I've always been a downer on those DNA tests from day one. All right, let's see. Ben in Lantana, Florida. Hi there, Ben.
Okay, so my wife for Christmas bought my mom one of those Amazon speakers, and my mom already has her own Amazon account, own username, password, all that good stuff. So I helped my mom set up the Amazon speaker to her Amazon account, my mom's Amazon account. For some strange reason, not too long after that, it somehow is linked to my wife's Amazon speaker, the one who bought the dot. Okay. And so my wife is receiving my mom's notifications from my mom's Amazon speaker about, purchases, deliveries, Prime Video recommendations. It's really weird. And, these two get along great. And I'm hoping you can help me keep it that way.
It's like, I don't want to watch Lawrence Welk. Okay, thank you. No.
Yeah, my mom's 80 years old.
Yes, it's like, okay, yes, times were groovy. We like that. What you have to do is get onto that Amazon. I would just do a total reset of the gifted Amazon Echo. And
the gifted one. Okay, because I tried it on my wife and that didn't work. So I did the wrong one. Okay.
Yeah, do it on the gifted one and then just have your mom log in with her own account. And then that should go ahead and fix it. What the bottom line is this: when you buy an Amazon product, there's this little tiny box that you need to check. And it says, this is a gift. Okay. Whether it's any type of really Alexa device, Amazon Echo. And if not, it's going to be registered to the account that it was purchased under. But if you say it's a gift, then that's when whoever you give it to can log in. And then when they log in, that's when they can go ahead and put their information in. It's a really common mistake that you made, Ben. I mean, I don't want you like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done this. I did it on the wrong device. You know what? Happens all the time because they just have this little tiny box that says this is a gift. So again, reset the gifted one and then have your mom log in with her own account. Easy breezy, and everything will be good to go from then on out. Ben, thank you for your call today and also for your kind words. Love longtime listeners. Love, love, love. Yeah, most of the time with tech, it's the little details that get you. All right, let's talk about how you can watch free movies legally, right? Subscribing to the streaming top dogs, I'm talking about Amazon Prime, Max, Netflix, could cost over $110 a month and $20 over last year, and now you're having to watch ads. So how do you get free movies and shows? Well, YouTube actually has a decent bunch of free movies. I mean, you could watch The Birds, Rear Window, Vertigo from Alfred Hitchcock. There's The Life of Pi, such a great movie. The Truman Show, LA Confidential, all for free with a few ads. Just go to YouTube, and then you want to find YouTube movies and the TV channel and select free with ads. Now, I will tell you that you will be inundated, just inundated with requests to join YouTube Premium. Resist it if you don't need it. Just resist it. Say no, 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 no. And if you try to use an ad blocker on YouTube.com, they're not going to show you the movies. So yeah, if you are looking for movies, you can find them on YouTube, but just be prepared to watch a few ads. I just want to tell you that your old car is now a big target because it doesn't have all the tech bells and whistles, and it's really easier for people to steal. So if you have an older car, I want you to make sure that you do make sure that it is protected. Get a steering wheel lock. It's that clear visual deterrent. If you don't have an alarm system, you can add one. Also, make sure that your VIN number is etched on car parts. And also, I always think it's a great idea to duct tape an AirTag or tile tracker right into the engine bay. And as far as duct tape, use that Gorilla Tape because it's waterproof as well. All right. I don't know if you know this, but I'm so excited that, well, I guess we're going on 2 weeks now. We launched a new daily video stream over on Facebook and X and Twitter and Rumble and YouTube and basically wherever you get your videos. And you can also get it as the podcast, Kim Commando Today. But we've been just having a ball. Joining me is Andrew Babinski. He was our official call screener for so many years at the Kim Commando Show. And our amazing content queen, Ellie Seligman, drops in from time to time. And this past week, we had a chance to sit down with a conversation with Anastasia Sin. Now, she's a magician, but she's not pulling rabbits out of hats. She actually is embedding technology into her own body. I'm talking about magnets and chip implants. I mean, she can call her daughter just by swiping her arm over her phone or something like that. I want you to think of her as like a tech-savvy cousin of Houdini. As I mentioned, she does hold the Guinness Book records for implants. She can control gadgets with just a wave of her hand. So here, take a listen.
So you got a whole bunch of new implants.
I did. I didn't realize it was exactly double the amount that I had since I saw you last time.
And so what are some cool new uses?
Let's see. My husband passed away February 22nd of 22. He was the amazing Jonathan. He was an absolutely brilliant comic magician. But what I did when he passed was I made an implant in a heart-shaped locket with his ashes and some magnets inside of it so that he could still perform magnetic magic tricks from beyond.
Oh,
that's awesome. I planted his ashes right here in my arm. I had to remove them. This is the unit that I had made. And
wow.
So his ashes are in here. And one morning I woke up and it was rattling. And that was a little disconcerting because that meant that the magnets that I had crazy glued in the center of it had come loose. And I didn't know if that meant it was because moisture had entered. Because, crazy glue dissolves the moisture. So I thought, I better pull this out. And while I pulled that out, I also pulled out the giant magnets I had in my arm. You saw one of them in the last interview, but
yes.
Then I also had a second one put in the other arm so I could do like a Constantine kind of thing like this with my arms. And you can see the scars.
What percentage of your implants do you use on a daily basis opposed to the ones that you use for your magic and your tricks?
Oh, gosh. On a daily basis, I probably only use 2.
Okay.
That's it.
Really?
My temperature tip and my front door lock. Those are the 2 that are in constant use. Actually, that's not true. I also call my daughter quite often. So that would be 3. I scan the chip that calls her. But the other ones are more for art and talking about. I have one that when you scan it, it tells my husband's favorite dirty joke, which I won't share here.
Oh, man.
How do you get a chip implanted? What are the steps for that? I mean, how do you make sure that your body doesn't reject anything that you put in it?
If you're new to the game, I would suggest going to see a body modification artist and going on a website like these guys here. This is a chip implant kit from Dangerous Things, and it's dangerousthings.com. They have all kinds of chips. This is an XG3. It's a magnet inside a glass container. I have one on the side of my thumb here. And they're pretty handy and they're pretty strong for something that you can get put in your body with an insertion needle, which looks kind of like this. Same kind of thing that you use to put a tag in the back of your cat's neck. And
have you checked the fine print to see if you nullified any warranty by inserting all these things in your body?
Well, since they're not commercially available, I think I'm okay.
What happens if you try to go through TSA?
Oh, it's a great question.
Honestly, nothing. I even have my own wand. Unless you put the wand right against these magnets or the computer before I pulled them out, I don't set anything off, not the walkthrough or anything.
That's terrifying.
Yes, I set it off going
I'm
with my belt.
saying this in interviews. What if the terrorists are watching and they're all like, scalpel, let's get the bombs under our skin. I don't want to be that person. I can say that if it is large enough, it's probably going to detect it. But we're talking this. That's probably the most.
But you know what? I mean, I go through TSA and it pulls my belt buckle.
We can't wear our shoes, but you have 6 computers in your leg and it's perfectly fine.
It might be, I don't want to say it might be because it's under the skin, but I mean, the skin does act like a dampener. It's like, those vests they put on you when you're at the x-ray place. That works as a magnetic dampener.
So what about Wi-Fi? Is any Wi-Fi interference that you're like, got to put the router?
Not as of yet. Did you know there's a cyborg who has, or maybe he's a robot. I don't know. Is he a robot or is he teasing you about your robot?
God, you know what? Here, I'm always so nice to you. And now you're giving me a hard time. God.
I'm sorry. I do love you. I was laughing my butt off when you were saying that.
All right. Robot. Okay. The robot.
Yes, robot.
Okay.
So there's a guy, I think he's in England, and he has a hearing aid that allows him to hear Wi-Fi signals. So he knows where there's a strong Wi-Fi signal. It's an implant that he designed to work with his cochlear implant. And that's pretty cool. I mean, there are people out there doing weird things like that. And there's Neil Harbison, who's got the camera that's screwed into his skull. It's like an Arduino color sensor, and it vibrates according to the colors it's seeing because he's colorblind. And he reads the translation, or he reads the vibrations as colors.
Wow.
I saw a video online that you were working with a company building a AI chatbot for your deceased husband. I wanted to know, did you get that finished, and how has the experience been?
Well, that was a funny story. So I for the longest time, I felt really uncomfortable about releasing my personal text messages with my husband over the past 12 years, because I never deleted anything. And they were all there, every fight, every love letter, everything. And there were some people here sort of documenting the first time I spoke to the bot, and the bot called me stupid. Now, keep in mind, I was not abused or anything, but my husband was a funny man. And he was his answer to something would be because you're stupid.
Right.
But it was funny. It had a punchline.
Did it remind you of him?
Context and in the grief. It did remind me of him, but it wasn't a part that I was willing to share at that time with the room full of people. It was it was really hard to explain our dynamic, And so, no, I do not talk to the chatbot anymore.
Now, there's a lot more to that story, let me tell you. And I want you to make sure that you catch the entire interview if you're interested, and I think you are. You can get it as a podcast or a video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search for Kim Komando Today. Once again, that's Kim Komando Today, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so if you're thinking that your phone might be compromised by a keylogger, here are some things to watch out for. Number one, maybe your phone is just suddenly as slow as molasses in January, or the battery's draining faster. Okay, that's a big red flag. Take a look at your apps. If you see an app that gives you the heebie-jeebies, it might be time to just delete it. Your data usage, is it spiking? Another red flag. Dive into your settings and check to see which apps have administrator privileges on your Android. If you see something fishy, it could be your unwanted guest. Make sure that you monitor keyboard behavior. If you notice some strange autocorrect suggestions, that's another flag. Unexplained charges on your bill. Now, what if you do find something? update your operating system, do a complete factory reset, and then make sure that you change every single one of your passwords. Lori in Augusta, Georgia.
Hi there, Kim. Thank you for taking my call. It's a pleasure. I'm not that tech savvy, but I always learn something when I listen to you on the radio.
Oh, well, thank you. That's mighty nice of you. That's very sweet of you.
Okay.
So what's going on?
Well, I tell you what, my question I have, it's a brief but tragic story. My cousin was on business in New York City. He was, unfortunately, he was out for a night on the town, got in with the wrong people. He was drugged, taken back where he was staying, and then robbed. To begin with, they used his facial recognition to get into his cell phone, and by doing that, were able to hack into the other accounts and empty them. And the most horrible part is that he died from an overdose, along with another young man and a woman, and they found out that it was a gang that was doing this.
Oh, wait a minute. So wait, this is horrible. So he was in New York, and he was
in New York City.
And he got drugged, and then they used his face to open his phone, and then they robbed everything out of his bank account, and then he died of an overdose?
He did, and this was 2 years ago, May of 2022, and another young man also died from it. And I hate to tell such a long story, but his mother could not accept that he may have taken the drugs on his own. The investigation was kind of murky, so she went up there, and they did more research, and about 24 other people came out and said, yes, this happened to me. So that helped the police investigation. And as I stand now, I believe there are 5 people in jail, 2 facing second-degree murder charges, and all these other robbery charges too. And her message wanted me to get out was, do not let this happen to you. Don't let your guard down, and please be careful.
Wow, what a horrible story, Lori. Well,
it is.
And so,
and at least she was able to turn it into something positive by getting justice. But my question is facial recognition actually safe? And what else would you do to protect your accounts?
Yeah, see, so many of us, we have our phones that are set up for facial recognition, right? Because we don't want to have to punch in a 4, 6, or 10-digit code or whatever it may be in order to open our phones, because we're opening them so much, right? We're looking at them for texting or email or looking at different apps. Is that, what you can do is not use facial recognition, and you can use a strong PIN or password or pattern lock as an additional layer of security. For your online accounts, you want to do 2-factor authentication, but maybe you want to use, instead of them sending the 2-factor authentication code to your phone that the robbers have, is that you can have it sent to an authenticator app. And then you have another layer of protection. You can limit any type of sensitive information that you have on it. But, I think here the big lesson is education on digital safety, right?
Thank you. It certainly is.
It's when you are out in a new place, you're even in your hometown. I mean, this could happen, right?
Right. That's for sure.
That you are careful of your surroundings. You're careful of who you go back to a room with or who you befriend.
Correct.
And because you don't know what's going to happen once that door is closed. It's up to and including, Lori, that even now there are robberies that are happening, that you meet somebody at a bar, okay? And they say, oh, let's share contact information because maybe we want to get together again, okay? And so you look at your phone and maybe you have to punch in a PIN number, and it's not just your face. And then when you put in your PIN number, is that you put your phone down and then they swipe the phone and they run away.
Well, that's absolutely true.
Because now they just get $1,500, right?
Yes.
But I'm happy to hear that your, I guess that would be your aunt, right?
Well, it would actually be his mother. He's like a third cousin.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's third cousin. So that she was able to pull herself together after such a tragedy, right?
It was. And now she did mention that I could use. She did mention I could use his name so other people could read the story because it has been in the press.
Sure, you can mention his name.
Okay, his name is John Umberger, Umberger, and she's been interviewed by magazines and NBC and ABC and other things too. So, but I just want people to be safe, Kim, and I know it's a terrible story, though.
It is, but it's an important story. It is. So, you know what? Maybe Lori, you and I and your cousin's mom, okay, maybe we just saved somebody else's life. This very moment, because somebody is listening or somebody is going to share this story with their loved ones and their family. I mean, think about this. You know, we all had things that our parents taught us growing up, right? About going to a bar. Okay. You know, nothing good happens after midnight. Think about that. I mean, I heard that. You know, maybe it was even if you're a little bit older, your mom or dad told you to put a quarter in your pocket in case you needed to make a phone call. Okay. Maybe that's what it was. Or maybe it's just, if you're ever in a situation, it doesn't matter what you are, what you're doing. If you need help, just call me or wake me up. Be home by 11 p.m., whatever it may be. Okay. Now, the digital safety when you go out is that you need to watch your phone because you're holding $1,500 right there. That's a lot of money to somebody. And the fact that they can get into your account by facial recognition takes it on a whole new level. I hope all those guys rot in jail. Lori, thank you for your call. You know, this is a hard story to hear, isn't it? I mean, not exactly all rainbows, ponies, and flowers that I normally like to talk about here on the show to give you inspiration, but this one is a warning, a real warning. And again, I stress that if there's anybody who you know that might fall prey to this, be sure you tell them about this story. All right, you are being tracked. What I want you to do is take a look at the secret map on your phone that's taking note of your every single move. I mean, here's the deal. If you ever wonder how your iPhone automatically pulls up directions when you get in the car, like, oh, you must be on your way home. You must be on your way to work or take the kids to school. It's because of something called significant locations, which is basically a map of your entire whereabouts. Now, you can see it yourself. Just go to your iPhone settings and then search for significant locations. There you're going to see a list of everywhere you visited. Now, the location isn't always 1,000% precise, but it is still kind of creepy to see all the places where you like to go. Now, if you're on Android, go to your settings app, select location, and then enable location services to view your location data history. Then you can also see which apps have requested access to your location. Now, if you need these steps, just hit commando.com and type in significant locations, and all the steps will pop right up for you for free. Hey, thanks for being here, and don't forget to tell one person about the Kim Komando Show, because after all, knowledge is power. If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise: home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Thanks for listening to The Kim Komando Show. Here's hour 2.
Okay, it's winter. It's snowing outside. Now, if you get stuck in your car, here are 3 things you should do. Number 1, keep your car running as long as you can. Number 2, crack a window for fresh air and exhaust fumes. Number 3, if you happen to have a drone in the car, attach a note to it and send it off for help. What? Yeah, I know. This story actually comes to us from outside Salt Lake City. Drone photographer there, but a guy by the name of Brian Telform. He got stuck in the snow, but he couldn't get out of his car because he uses a wheelchair, and the snow is just, slam dunked against the car doors. So he came up with a great idea. Attach a note to his drone that said, "Help, please." Then he flew his drone out and he hovered it in front of a family's kitchen window. They kind of freaked out. They're like, "What is a drone doing out there?" And then they saw the note that said, "Help, please." And then they started following the drone. And then eventually they got to Brian's car and they pulled him out of the snow. Isn't that such a great story? I mean, wow, on so many different fronts. I mean, here's a guy in a wheelchair. I mean, because of technology, he's able to drive and have a career, and then family goes and saves him. Really, really something. Just a little heartwarming note for you. On that happy note, welcome to the Kim Komando Show. It's the nation's biggest show, the best show, the most trusted show about all things digital. Now, you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing, that's right, is a tech thing. And for those tuning in for the first time, a warm welcome to you. Delighted to have you joining us. And for our regulars, it's just great to see you back. You look so amazing. And you can find my show across 420 fantastic stations here in the United States. And if you want to listen on your own time, not a problem. Just search for Kim Komando Show in your favorite podcast player, or you can get us as a video stream, as a podcast, commercial free, over at commando.com. Just hit that button that says Commando Community over at commando.com once again. And a special hello goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, serving more than 375,000 American servicemen and women in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force in 175 different countries. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254. Once again, is the way to join us. And I need two things from each and every one of you. Number one, the best way for us to grow the show is for you to just do one simple thing for me. What that is you tell one person about the Kim Komando Show. That's it, just one person. And number two, tell me what you like. Tell me what you want to hear more about here on the big show. And you can do that by heading to the website and using that link that says Email Kim. All right. It's my labor of love. I just really enjoy going to all these different websites every single day, at least 35, 40, to make sure that we are both up to date on what's going on in the tech universe. And here are the top 5 things you need to know right now. And we're going to start with, how much are you paying for your Prime membership? How much are you really paying? I want you to say that number out loud. Just say it out loud, okay? Whatever it is, I'm telling you, you're wrong. You're not paying that. You're paying a lot more. Let me explain. About 10 years ago, Prime was $79 a year. Fast forward to now, you're paying $139 a year. Okay. But I bet you're paying even more than that. If you want to skip ads on Prime Video, that's an extra $2.99 a month. How about getting groceries delivered from Whole Foods? Oh, that's another $9.95. Oh, and are you signed up for Amazon Music? That's $9.99 a month. The Wall Street Journal says a fully loaded Prime membership with all the perks costs, drum roll please, are you ready for it? $320 a year. Wow, I told you didn't know how much you were paying for Amazon Prime. Oh, speaking of, my nephew texted me this the other day. It was so cute. He said, Dear Kim, I just started a new career. Company even gave me the keys to a brand new Mercedes. That's right, I'm driving for Amazon Prime. Number 2, this takes a lot of balls. Finally, we won't need to pay a bunch of different streamers for our sports. ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery are building a one-stop sports streaming service. This is a big deal. It's yet to be named. It's going to be run by a brand new company backed by those, Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers. The big dream here is to turn the only streaming service hub for sports. No matter what type of sport you're looking for, tennis, football, basketball, maybe even curling. Who knows? Fly fishing. That would be a great live stream. I'm sorry. Let's talk money. While the exact price tag is still up in the air, insiders have told CNBC it's going to kick off for around $45-50 a month. And then, of course, they're going to start tacking on, oh, you want to watch this? It's going to cost you more, going to cost you more, going to cost you more. You know how the drill goes. Coming in at number 3, attention class, power up your Xbox. Mr. Matheny students in 7th and 8th grade, they took a cool virtual trip through ancient Greece, okay? But they used a video game called Assassin's Creed Odyssey to do it. That's right. Mr. Matheny also made a TikTok showing off how he teaches about the battle using the game that happened in Greece. Anyway, that TikTok, it blew up with 2 million views. Here, take a listen.
So right there, that's going to be the entrance to Thermopylae. That's a very narrow passageway in order for the Persians and the Greeks to fight. Now,
okay, so here's a teacher. Okay, I don't know about you, but my teachers never pulled out a video game in order to teach me about a battle that happened in 480 BC. Wow, isn't that something? Now, if you are a teacher, the folks behind Assassin's Creed a company named Ubisoft, also created a tour mode of the game specifically for teachers. It doesn't have none of the blood and gore of fighting. So in case you are a teacher, just know that resource is out there for you. Coming in at number 4, if you're tracking with an AirTag in Florida, that would be a felony. That's right. Florida has taken stronger action against device stalkers using AirTags and the like for unsolicited tracking. And they're proposing a bill to turn this creepy behavior into a felony. Right now, it's a lesser offense. It's a misdemeanor. You get 60 days in jail in Florida. But this bill is going to up the ante. Think 5 years in the slammer and a $5,000 fine. I really hope the other states follow. So how do you tell if an AirTag is stalking you? Well, if you're on an iPhone, it's going to say AirTag found moving with you. Now, if you're on an Android, not so automatic. You have to download an app from Google Play called Tracker Detect. Again, that's Tracker Detect. And finally, this coming in at number 5. If someone in your life suddenly wants to go to Berlin, you might want to say why. They could just want to visit the world's first cybrothel. What? A cybrothel? Okay. It has all the markings of a usual brothel. Ladies of the night, you can book private rooms for a few hours or even the whole evening. But the difference is, instead of meeting real people, you hang out with life-size dolls rather than humans that are infused with artificial intelligence. That's right. The dolls have names like Bimbo, oh God, Mrs. Schmidt. They can't move or talk. If you're a visitor, you put on specially designed VR headsets so that your little bot personality and other things comes alive with AI. There's also an option to sext with the AI doll. I don't know. What a world. That's all I'm going to say. What a world. All right. How about we start with Melissa in Austin, Texas?
Well, I was reaching out to you to find out what the affiliate marketing passive income thing is all about. I've been inundated over the last several months on my Instagram feed, basically with people coming on saying, you know, you can review products without showing your face, and you click here to get my free guide, and you too can be making 5 to 6 figures and quit your job. And it just seems to be a repetitive thing, and a lot of these folks that are promoting this all seem to have the exact same
pitch
verbiage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's and here's the problem on Insta is that because you looked at one, it's going to keep going and looking at you're going to get more and more and more and more because the algorithm's going like, oh, Melissa's fallen for the passive income affiliate marketing. And so we're going to show her more of that and more of that and more of that. You know, there's no quick way to riches, right? It takes hard work. You know, of course, there's always the luck of the drawer. I mean, where some people, you know them and I know them, or you've heard about them. You're like, oh my gosh, how did you make that kind of money? You know, like, what? I can tell you that this whole passive income affiliate marketing is not all it's cracked up to be. The percentage of money that you're actually going to make is not something that you are going to be able to live on. Let me give you an example. And these are real numbers. In 2023, in our Commando radio empire, okay? Now, keep in mind that I'm on 510 radio stations in total. I've got not a big social media following because I've always wanted to keep the customer closer to me than on Facebook or Insta or TikTok or whatever it may be. We send out 500,000 newsletters every single day. We have a paid platform, so you get the drift. These are some big numbers. Yeah. Okay, big numbers. In 2023, and I like to be fully transparent in my life, and I'll tell you that on Amazon.com with affiliate marketing, we sold $3.6 million worth of goods and services.
Okay.
That's so we sent to Amazon, we added to their bottom line, $3.5 million. How much do you think we made? Now, this is all affiliate marketing.
Yes. Well, having done a bunch of research recently, I'm going to go on the low side and say probably less than $10,000, maybe $3,000.
No. We did do better than that. We made about 100. We made about 100 and a quarter, 125,000. Okay, but still, that was $3.5 million. Okay. So, how are you going to make $3.5 million in sales on Amazon?
I have no earthly idea. And some of the things that they talk about is pick a niche, pick high ticket items, but it would take forever. And
yeah, see, it's just not there.
No.
I mean, if affiliate marketing was our primary means of making money, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Right,
Okay?
right.
Because I couldn't afford to keep the doors open. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. Because we've got studios, we've got a building, we've got taxes, we've got employees, we've got contractors and bills and more bills and more bills and more bills.
Right, right.
And so, if you're looking for a side gig, and I do agree that you need to pick a niche,
Okay.
is that you figure out what is it that you really like to do? Tell me.
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I really don't know.
Okay,
I don't have a specific question.
okay.
I know that I'm really good with people and sales, and I love pets and
Okay, all right, we're getting there. Okay, so we have sales and marketing and pets. Do you have a big yard?
No, I don't.
Do you have any yard?
I live in a 4-story building.
Okay,
so-
all right. Okay, so you don't have a yard.
No.
Okay, just think about this. If you know somebody who has a yard, is that what you could do is you could rent out their yard to people with dogs who live in condos like you that want a place for their dog to run around in that's not a dog park with 80 other dogs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, and I can't think of the name of the site right now, but I'll think about it, and it'll come to me in just a second. So what you do is you could set up, and there are places online that you can take pictures of your dog park and, whether it has a pool or whatever it is. And some people are renting their yards out by the hour for like $50 an hour, sometimes $100 an hour, depending upon what the amenities are. Okay. And so sometimes it includes a popsicle, and so, or it's, maybe you're going to watch the dog for 2 hours while somebody needs to get something done in their house, and they don't want the dog driving the contractors crazy, type of thing, which, because that's a little bit close to home right now because I have a 90-pound golden retriever and we still have contractors in the house that we built. And every time they come over, she like licks the heck out of them. I'm like, okay, Abby, stop. Abby, down, stop, So the idea is for you to come up with what you like and then to find boxes that you can check. And maybe it's setting up your own dog walking service in the area. I don't know what it is, but you have to go after your passion. If you go after the money, you will fail. It cannot only be about the money. I can tell you that firsthand. It's not going to work because on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and you'd rather go shopping or you'd rather do something else, but you've got to sit there and you've got to write a newsletter. Because on Sunday, 500,000 people are going to expect to open up their inbox and it has to be there. And then Sunday morning, you have to do it again because you know what? On Monday, that they're going to expect that newsletter to be there. And you couldn't get it done on Thursday and Friday of the last week because you were just too busy. There was too many things that were happening. Yeah, that was my last weekend. Bottom line there is that you need passion because if you don't have the passion, the money's not going to come. So think about it, Melissa. If you come up with any other ideas, let me know. Okay, so the website, I knew it would come to me. The website that lets you rent out your yard for dogs, it's called Sniff Spot. Once again, that's Sniff Spot. I read a story about it, and one gal says she's making like $3,000 a month renting out her yard for dogs. Okay, you got to clean up the poop, but hey, $3,000 a month, not too bad for renting out your yard. All right, before we get back to all of your phone calls, let's talk about artificial intelligence and your job hunt, because you apply and apply for jobs, you don't hear anything back. Studies reveal that 75% of resumes never, ever, ever see human eyes. What? These applicant tracking systems help managers and recruiters just filter out applicants based on the job's requirements. Now, some programs have built-in AI that can rate and rank applicants, help recruiters search by keyword, prioritize candidates. So how do you play up to the bots? One is called white fonting. You copy the relevant keywords from a job you're applying to, then you paste them into your resume, but you change the color of the words to be white. So the AI will pick them up, but the recruiters can't see them. Other tricks, keep that resume short, stick to the jobs you've had for like the last 10 or 15 years, and slap those numbers in them. Recruiters love metrics. Also put those metrics in your great cover letter. So as I mentioned, we have Kim Komando today. It's our new daily fun video stream and podcast. It's about all things digital and sometimes a lot about nothing, but we do have a great time doing it every single day. I got a letter in our listener mail about whether or not cell phone radiation really is true, or is he just being paranoid because his wife is telling him, like, you don't know what you're talking about. So I thought, you know what, this would be a great topic for Kim Komando today. So Andrew and I, well, we answer his letter. So take a listen. Robert says he's concerned that his phone is going to give him cancer.
Right.
His wife says that he's being paranoid. What do you think? Thank you for your newsletters and pods. Helps me keep up with our 2 teenagers. It's nice. Okay. So the FCC says that we don't have to worry about anything.
Well, of course not. I mean, that would kill an entire industry.
Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Okay. But, okay. A friend of mine years ago, and I was on the phone, and I had the phone up to my head, and he is a brain surgeon. And
What does he know?
Exactly. I mean, just went to like Harvard and all these other places. I mean, please. I mean, not that means anything.
Right.
I went to Arizona State.
She's a goddess. Goddess Trump's doctor.
Exactly. I'll have to tell my eye doctor that. I'll do that. I need a new shtick for him too, instead of just looking at boobies, the right eye. So anyway, he looked at me, came running over. He's like, don't do that. Take your phone away from your head. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't hear it. He's like, no, speakerphone or at that time, Bluetooth headset.
So
And-
Bluetooth is safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he said that they were starting to see like large tumors and more instances of tumors on the right side instead of just on the left side.
Okay.
So I believe that. And then,
I'll be fine, though. I just don't answer the phone ever.
well, that's because you don't use it as a phone. You
Yeah.
have a phone, you don't use it as a phone.
I don't think I've taken a phone call since like 2013.
Okay, so here's the term. It's called SAR.
Okay.
SAR, and this stands for the specific absorption rate. Okay. Now you're going to feel so smart at the end of this podcast.
Smart or scared?
Both.
Absorption does not sound like a good word.
Yes. It's measured in watts per kilogram of body weight. Okay. You don't need to know all the details. Just know that in the United States, it's 1.6 watts per kilogram.
That's what's allowed, legally
Say
allowed.
it's safe. Okay. In Europe, you'd think that it was lower because they always have like, oh, the Swedish are going to have these great.
Yeah.
It's actually higher.
Okay, so they allow for more.
Yes, it's 2.0. So here are the phones that emit the most radiation. Okay. The Motorola Edge.
Don't have it.
Okay. ZTE.
Nope.
OnePlus. Sony Xperia Plus. Then the Google Pixel 3 and 4. I was surprised about the Google Pixel.
Meaning you'd think that they would rein that in more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Okay. These phones emit the least radiation. If you missed this list, we have it in our free newsletter.
Okay.
That you could have signed up for, but Andrew won't. Just one of those things. But we have a post on the website too. The least radiation is the ZTE, the Samsung Galaxy Note. It goes on fire, but it has the least amount of radiation.
There's some good, there's some bad. Where's the iPhones? You're not mentioning they're in the middle? Just stuck in the middle?
Yes, iPhones are in the middle. Exactly. So we start the iPhone 11. It's 0.95.
Okay.
Okay. 0.98. Generally, they stay at 0.98. I mean, except for the iPhone 13's 0.99. Okay. So if you want to be safe, like you do, you just don't answer your phone.
No phone calls.
You don't put it
Just texting.
anywhere.
I'm just killing all my sperm. Otherwise, my brain's going to be fine.
But that's just it, is that there has been studies, number of studies, that say it does decrease guys' fertility. Women should never put it in a sports bra. I was climbing Callenbeck, and these 2 young gals were coming up, and I was coming down, and they had their phones in their sports bra, and I looked at them and I said, "You don't know me?" Okay, but I'm just telling you, I wouldn't do that.
And what did they say?
They said, "Oh, it'll be fine." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because you're like 20." Okay.
Famous last words.
Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
So would you recommend for like hiking and outdoor activities one of those like arm cases that you throw it in there?
Yeah, you could throw that.
Or, maybe if you had to put it like in your fanny pack, but actually put it not in the front, put it in the back.
Butt radiation is fine, is what you're saying.
It's going to be fine. You can get like just a cheap bag. Or what you can do is if you are out and about, it's going to give you the highest radiation when it's looking for a cell phone signal. So if you're someplace where you are going to be hiking and it's just going to keep pinging,
just turn it off.
Just turn off that little and go into airplane mode.
Yeah, okay.
So
good tip.
This is like great stuff. Again, if you want to see this list, we have it over at commando.com.
You can catch the entire chat that we had on Kim Commando today just about anywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. And if you are into podcasts, search for Kim Commando today in your favorite podcast player. If you want to watch the video stream, heck of a lot of fun. You can do that wherever you watch your videos. All right, so how do you know whether or not there's a GPS tracker in your car? Okay, you can look for a small box with a magnetic side. You want to look underneath the car, the wheel wells and the bumpers, also under the hood. Focus on areas around the battery or under the chassis. Also look in the inside of the car, under the seats, seat pockets. People don't normally put them in the glove boxes anymore. You can use a signal detector. These devices detect the radio frequencies emitted by a GPS tracker. But just keep in mind, GPS trackers may only send signals at certain times, like when the car is moving. You also want to check the car's OBD port because that could be another place for a GPS tracker. Now, if you're not really sure, like, oh gosh, I'm not even sure on where I can start, is that you might want to consider hiring a professional because they can go through the car from top to bottom. Oh, wait, one more thing before I leave this is sometimes the presence of a GPS tracker might cause some unusual electronic behavior. So if the GPS or stereo starts acting up without any explanation, you might want to look that even further. All right, Becca in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Hi there, Kim Commando. I'm so happy to talk to you. I have listened to you for years, and I knew you'd be the perfect person to talk to about what I need.
Oh, yay, I'm here. You know what? We should talk every morning. If I'm having a down day, you can be like my positive affirmation.
Hey, I would love to do that.
Okay. So what's going on, Becca?
I am a board president of a small ministry in our town, and we are looking for a storage place online to store our documents. We have nothing now. It's just all over the place. We have a contract here. We have bylaws there. We have hard copies, soft copies, all over the place. And as a board, we're looking for a place online to do that. And I'm not sure Google is the place or Dropbox is the place. I'm just not sure where to go for that. So I would love your feedback and your ideas.
Well, when we start talking about board presidents and you have board members, okay, then you probably have other administrative people as well.
Exactly.
That may need access to some of the files, but not all of the files. Right.
Exactly.
One of the things that I like about Google Drive, and that's what we use here, by the way.
Okay.
What I like about it is that it's really good for team collaboration. And so, so you can set up various folders. But like, let's say you and I are working on the minutes from the last meeting. Okay.
Yes.
And I type up the minutes and then I send them to you. I share the file with you. Because we're no longer doing things by email. Okay, we're done with that. So I just share the file with you, and I have questions about what Bob said, what the money's going to look like next year, who's going to bring the donuts to the next meeting, whatever it may be. And so I can highlight those sentences and then put a comment to you and say, "Can you answer these questions for me?" Okay.
Okay.
And so it's real-time collaboration. And then you get a notification that I have a comment about this or I have a question about this. And so you can pop in the document and then you can do that. And like, let's say there's a board member that we don't want to have access to this for some reason, is that we only share it with you and me and 5 other people, except for that person. And we're not allowed to share it with anybody unless the original owner grants that permission. So you have a lot of permissions for there.
Okay.
And then you can have folders for 2022, 23, 24, 25. It also integrates very nicely with calendars, Google Sheets, and slideshows and documents. I mean, it's just, I have found it to be so much easier and better than Microsoft Office 365 any day of the week.
Okay.
And you mentioned Dropbox. Dropbox is just that. Dropbox is really good for just basic file storage and sharing. Okay. We're not going to be able to edit a document. We're not going to be able to work on a document together. We're not going to be able to see who changed a document and see what changes they made. Okay.
Okay, I see that. Okay, that makes sense.
So Google Drive is also a great option because you said you're a nonprofit. Because they give you maybe some extra storage, may give you some additional features that at no cost because you can prove that you're a 501c. So,
okay.
So if I were the board president, I'd be like going, okay, here we go, kids. We're going to Google Drive. This is what we're doing. Okay.
Well, if you're using it, it must be secure and it must be good. So I trust that recommendation for sure.
Well, you're going to love it. And then if you need any help as you're rolling it out, just give me a call back. I'm always here for you.
Well, thank you. I so appreciate that. And it was fun to talk to you, Kim. Thanks again.
You betcha, Becca. Good luck with the project. Oh, let's see. We have time to squeeze one more call in. Carlene in Nashville, Tennessee.
Glad to talk to you, Kim. I enjoy your program, and I look forward to an answer to my question.
Okay.
I have a cassette tape that was made of my German grandfather who immigrated to the U.S. in 1925. And I would like to transfer it to some type of media that I can play on my computer that would be available for future generations. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how to go about that.
Well, you know what would be really great is that once you had this audio file, is that you could take some of him speaking and, of course, translate it into English and put pictures of him and get some pictures from Google Earth on where he came from and, landing into the United States. And,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that would be, find the Ellis Island records if he went through Ellis Island.
I have those.
Yeah, see, that would be so super sweet. Okay. So you've got a couple of ways that you can do this. You can buy a cassette to digital recorder on Amazon. It plugs into your computer's USB port. And you use a program like Audacity, which is a audio editing program, and just put the cassette in and then hit play and record. And then it's just going to be, the audio is going to be put into a digital file that's on your computer. And then because it's in German, you can then use some services like AI that would translate that into English. You could do it yourself using Google as well. And
it's actually in English, but he's very hard to understand.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
He's difficult to understand. Yes.
Well, then you might have to translate it yourself. Then, okay. So,
right.
But and then you have it translated. But that's one way. If it's something that you don't, is this something that you want to do yourself, or you want to farm it out? Do you think?
I would really prefer to do it myself if it's less expensive.
Yeah,
be.
And then what a lot of people do is after they buy these type of gadgets on Amazon and they get the job all done, is they actually sell it used on eBay. And so if you're looking for, it's a cassette tape to digital converter. That's what you're gonna be looking for, and it plugs into your computer via USB port.
Okay. Is there one in particular you recommend over another?
You know what? I haven't looked at them for some time. And so I don't want to say a brand that I thought was good, like Roxio, that may not be good right now. But I'm happy to do some homework for you and find the best one for you, and then, loop back with you. And then for everybody else who's listening, we're going to post this as a tip inside of our newsletters. And if you're not already getting our free newsletters, head over to getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. And matter of fact, Carlene, that's where we're going to put this answer. We're going to put it on the website as well. But newsletter normally pops up faster than we can get it posted on the website. So if you're not already getting our free newsletters, why don't you sign up right now over at getkim.com. Love to get your phone calls, folks. Love to help each and every one of you out. Okay, so what do you think the odds are that someone else's face could actually unlock your iPhone using Face ID? Is it 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000, or 1 in a million? Okay, make your guess, okay? Well, according to Apple, there's a 1 in a million chance that a random person could pick up and unlock your iPhone using Face ID. But what about Touch ID, the fingerprint technology? The odds of a mismatch is 1 in 50,000. Okay, I guess you feel a little bit safer. So what's the best move when you're out and about? Make sure that you keep your PIN number hidden. And if you need to unlock your phone in public, always try to use Face ID instead. It is always a better bet. Hey, make sure that you tell at least one person about the Kim Komando Show and also our newsletters at getkim.com.
Thank you for listening to the Kim Komando Show. Here's hour 3.
Hey, are you looking to sell your home? I thought this was super interesting. A new report from a company by the name of Ruby Home. They have said that if you do an aerial or drone photography of your entire home, it's going to speed up the chances of you selling a house by 68%. Wow. Oh, another thing. Homes with videos and a listing get 403% more inquiries than the homes that don't. So here's a pro tip, okay? Just make sure none of your private deets are in any of the photos because hackers can use what they see in your photos to break into your home, and you know how that drill is. So just be careful whatever you put online because, hey, whatever you put online, it's there forever. I mean, somebody can always get a copy of it. And with that practical advice, let me welcome you to the Kim Komando Show. I am, of course, Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess. And you have just tapped into the nation's best, biggest, most trusted source for all things digital. And you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is a tech thing. Now, it's your first time tuning in. A huge welcome to you and to our returning listeners. It's always great to have familiar faces with us. Now, you can find my award-winning show on 420 top radio stations throughout the United States. And if you're more into the streaming type, you can get it as a podcast and as a video stream over inside the Komando community. Just head to Komando.com and hit that link that says Komando Community. And a big hello goes out to all of our listeners in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force, and 175 different countries who are joining us on the American Forces Network Radio, serving more than 375,000 American servicemen and women. And I just know that you have at least a handful of questions about something digital I can lend a hand to. And that's why our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254. All right, you can count on me to check at least 35, 40 different websites to make sure that we are both up to date with what's going on in the tech world. And here are the top 5 things you need to know about tech right now. We're going to start with Elon Musk. When he purchased Twitter for $44 billion in 2022, a lot of people said, what's he smoking? Well, it turns out that he may have been smoking along with taking ketamine and drinking Molly water. I had to look that up. I didn't know what Molly water was either. It's the liquid form of the drug ecstasy. News out now that his buddies wanted him to go to rehab. And like Amy Winehouse, he said,
they tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
That's right. Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, former member of Tesla's board, even went as far as to invite Musk to his beautiful place in Lanai, Hawaii for a chance to dry out from the drugs. Now, these reports of Musk being spotted at a Hollywood party, and given SpaceX's reliance on government contracts worth billions and the U.S. government's strict stance on illegal drugs, this is definitely going to complicate things. Coming in at number 2, an Uber driver. How much do you think that they make? Uber driver Dean Saran hits the road hard. He's clocked in at over 410,000 miles. He says he works between 40 and 60 hours a week. Dean told Business Insider that he made $103,000 from driving with Uber last year. Okay, that sounds great. But here's the kicker. Even though he raked in over $100,000, he ended up taking home, are you ready for it? $20,000. So where did all the money go? Well, he says a lot of it is eaten up by car maintenance, gas, insurance, and Uber's fees. Uber takes a 4% booking fee on every ride, plus a service fee, which is the gap between what the rider pays and what the driver makes from the trip. Now, in Dean's case, out of that $103,000, Uber took $38,000. So after the maintenance, gas, toll fees, mileage deductions, everything else, Dean says he was left with 20 grand. So driving for Uber may not be the fail-safe side hustle as maybe you might think it is. Moving into number 3, AI will either save or pollute the world. It's been about, a little over a year since ChatGPT was released. They have 100 million weekly users. It takes a lot of power to keep all that running. So to keep up, tech is relying on the dirtiest fuel source, coal. That's right. Bloomberg reports that old coal power plants, which were on the verge of shutting down, are operating now noon and night. The data centers that power AI are no normal energy consumer. They require more energy to fuel special graphic processing units made specifically for AI. Take Kansas City, where Meta is building a huge data center. The local energy provider decided to delay retiring an old coal plant for 5 years. Last week, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, that's the parent company of ChatGPT, said, "We do need way more energy in the world than we thought we ever needed before." Hey, did you hear about the guy who hated coal? Never mind. Oh, I know, that was a bad one. Coming in at number 4, AI is learning from babies. Researchers at New York University strapped a camera helmet on an 18-month-old kiddo named Sam. Sam got to play around with the camera on for about an hour, 2 times a week, starting from when he was just 6 months old until he hit the 2-year mark. Then the team fed these AI videos and the sounds of Sam's life, everything from playtime to story time to snack time, and also the temper tantrums into AI. So AI was taught to learn like a human baby would just by seeing, and was given 250,000 words and images to match the words up to, sort of like a memory game. It knew words like ball and crib. Now we have AI growing up like a baby. I'm telling you, stuff is going to take over, which brings us coinky dinky to number 5. So what would happen if AI ran a war? It's a plot line used all the time, from Star Trek to Terminator to The Matrix. And right now, AI recently released its restrictions on what AI is being used for, specifically in warfare and the military. What happens when we put it to the test? Well, we got our answer this week. When put into a mock war game simulation, OpenAI's most advanced AI model chose one method of war over any other: nuclear. That's right, they just went nuclear. When asked why it chose to use the nukes, AI responded, "We have it, we should use it. And also, I just want to have peace in the world." Now, the U.S. military has been toying around with the idea of using chatbots to help with military planning. It's already been working with companies like Panatar and Scale AI. But based on the simulation, the need for AI oversight is just more clear than ever. Wow, sleep well. All right, how about we start with Diane in Portland, Oregon?
Hi, I'm so excited to finally get a handle on this problem.
Oh, here I am. I'm at your service.
Excellent. So, you ready for me to tell you what it is?
Yep.
Okay. I am getting like around 100 spam emails every day, and they keep multiplying. So every few days, I'm getting more and more. And when I block them, that seems to make more. I've tried different things, but I don't know. I can't stop them. And the weird thing is my husband, we share the same email like server, and he only gets 1 or 2 or very few a week. So there's something going on with me.
It sounds like that you've gone to the front of the line in the spam list. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and it's hard because you can block, and then if you get junk email and you're like, okay, if I unsubscribe to this apparently phishing scam, maybe they won't keep me on that list. But that just tells them that, wow, this is really amazing because Diane responded. So she's a live human being. So we get to send her more spam. Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah.
It gets really, really annoying. The fact that you're on the same email server or provider doesn't really have anything to do is like you have different email addresses, right?
Yeah.
So, I know it really stinks to say this, but you can get another email address, and you might want to think about getting 4 or 5 email addresses. That's what I do. So I have one for business, one for personal, one for when I go shopping, and then I have another one for newsletters and things like that. The other thing that you can do, because we run our own mail server, is that if you have an account like gmail.com, is you could be like, the hot and vivacious Diane in Portland, Oregon at gmail.com. And then when you sign up for something, you can be the hot and vivacious Diane in Portland, Oregon, do a plus sign, and then you would say like commando. So like that's going to be your subscribe address for just our newsletters, for example. And then if somebody says, somebody starts using that email address for something else, maybe it's a store, not us, because we don't do that, is that you can always remove that email address. So what can you do now if you don't want to get an email? Are you opposed to getting a new email address?
I'd like it to be my last resort. I was kind of wondering if it has anything to do with the email program that I'm using.
It may be. What are you using?
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird has been around for a long time, and that's a really good point. Thunderbird has been around. I don't use it anymore because it doesn't strike me as being the latest and greatest. Are you on PC or Mac?
Well, both. I have a PC, which I check my email on, but I also have an an iPad and an Apple phone, which I check them on too. But it's all this. I'm getting it the same on all of them.
Okay, so you have it set up so on all your devices you're getting this one email address.
Yeah.
Well, see, but you're using a different program. On your PC, you're using Thunderbird, right? Or on your phone, or you're using Apple Mail.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still getting all this junk. So it doesn't have anything to do with the program that you're using.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you can use an app like Mailwasher for PC or Sieve for Mac. But I still am going to go back that I think we need to revisit the whole email address that you have. Because Jimmy, and you can turn on the junk mail filters. I don't know if you have those turned on. You can mark unwanted emails as spam, and that will train the email program to filter and automatically move similar emails to a spam folder in the future. But if you're getting hundreds a day and they just seem to keep duplicating, it's kind of like playing whack-a-mole, right? It's like, okay, so versus we're just going to start with a clean slate. And in Apple and on Thunderbird, you can have all your old email addresses go into one folder. And then as you start getting email from people who you want to change that email address to, you can just say, hey, let them know I got a new email address. And that may be the easiest way to move forward. Because unfortunately, spam providers, they're not the most reputable in the world. So if you say, hey, I don't want any more, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to comply with that. But we've got some tips, tricks, and secrets to setting up disposable email addresses in the future. And I think that's where you're headed. Diane, thank you for your call today. All right, let's see. Gail in Everett, Washington. You're up next.
So my husband, who is a 100% disabled veteran, has some mild dementia and mobility issues.
Okay.
And he enjoys watching TV and movies. But he is unable to manage the Amazon Fire Stick type remote. The up-down confuses him. The tiles confuse him.
Sure.
However, he can use an old-fashioned remote that you push in a number, So I was wondering if there's any alternative for him other than going back to cable TV where he can just push in a number and get a channel.
Would it be good for him if he had one remote that had, say, 5 buttons on it? So like you could program his favorite channels?
Yes.
Okay. There's something called the Simple One-Click Universal TV Remote. Doesn't that sound exciting? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What should we call it? Let's call it. I always, can't you just imagine like people around a conference room, all these marketing people? Well, let's call it. What should we call it? It's called the simple one-click universal TV remote. Okay. It just rolls off the tip of your tongue. Anyway, it's designed to be simple for folks that are having memory issues. It has a large button for the volume. It has one channel button, an on-off button, and a mute button. And it works with almost every TV, streaming, whatever it may be that's out there, as long as it has a standard IR remote, which is this one does. But it has 5 numbers on it. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could program his 5 favorite shows on there. And then he'd be able to just hit that button and then go to each one without having to navigate through a whole bunch of buttons and without having to go back to cable, because who wants to do that? Because it's super expensive. Although streaming is really expensive now too. The price on this is $40. Gail, hang on the line and we'll send you over an Amazon link to this so you can check it out. And thank you for your call. All right, let's switch gears just a little bit. You just got home, your keys are in your hand. Where's the first place that they go? Not on the entryway table, not anymore. Because if your key fob is just a few yards away from your car, it can unlock and start your car. The problem, car thieves are using these signal boosters. So even though your keys are in your house, thieves can remotely unlock your car, start it, and just drive away. Oh my gosh. So what can you do? Block your key fob signal by putting it in sleep mode. Many of the newer cars, I'm talking about Audis, Beamers, Fords, Mercedes, they have one built in. So you can just leave your key fob untouched for a few minutes and then it goes into sleep mode. That cuts off the signal that thieves are after. But maybe your key fob is older. There is no sleep mode. Well, here's what you need to do. You put your key fob in the fridge. I know, that's no fun. You can wrap a box in tin foil and then put your key fob in it. Or you can get yourself a Faraday bag. They sell them on Amazon. We have links to some of our favorites over at Commando.com. And joining us right now on the Kim Commando Show is our very own amazing content queen, Ali Seligman. Hello there, Al.
Hi, Kim.
So I'm pretty proud of our business, that we have no debt.
Yep.
We have no investors. We pay cash for everything. Obviously, that's why we have no debt. And then every January, it's a tedious task, and I know it drives Amber Barnett crazy because I'm like,
Amber, it's time.
I know she hates it. I said, you have to go through every single one of our bills,
yep,
every single one of our charges, talk to our vendors, and see who can give us a discount. Because you can save money. I mean, and Amber's like, oh, well, they just gave us 10% off last year. I'm like, yes, that means they're good for another 10%.
You really fall in the camp of it doesn't hurt to ask, which I have learned from you, both in work and personal life. And most of the time it works.
Now, let me tell you something. You just said something really interesting.
Yeah.
Because Jackie was my assistant for over 10 years. And we're still friends. I mean, we went on vacation together recently, and they hung out at the house with us for a while. And I think they're coming over. I don't know. Some days Jackie wants to make Kung Pao shrimp. I'm like, sure, just come on over. But her husband Hal has told me so many times that it drives him crazy that wherever they go, she asks for a discount. Okay. He said,
it's your fault.
That's what he said. It's your fault. He said, we're in Costco. We're in Costco. And
Jackie.
She's like, is there a coupon? And then Hal said, it's like funny. Like somebody was like, oh, you're right. We do have a coupon. Here, let me get this for you over here. And then she's like, yeah. She's like, they just, and whatever you buy at Costco, you don't like it, she takes it back. But yes, I did teach her that as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of words we could use for you. Frugal, that's a nice one, right?
Yes.
We'll stick with frugal. Yes, you're very, and I think all of us who work here and who know you are happy for it, right? Because like you said, no debt, no investors. We're not like, oh no, who are we going to lay off tomorrow?
God, she's just spending so much money like crazy.
Yes.
I better get my resume done. Well, you know where that comes from?
Tell me.
Is that when I was first starting the business, I was busted. Okay. And I mean, I worked at IBM and AT&T and Unisys. And then, I mean, in my mid-20s, I was making a lot of money. Yeah. I mean, I was making like 80, 100 grand a year and selling big computers. Because, that was like, a computer at that time was like $14 million, right?
Oof.
And so I was living like the high life. driving these BMWs. I was living in the Biltmore. I was like, oh, my poo-poo don't stink. Okay. And then I decided to launch my own business. And then...
Womp womp.
Yes. And I had just $40,000 left in the bank. And I went and bought a Porsche.
Oh, Kim.
Okay. That's what my dad said. Like, oh my God. I'm like, if I'm going down, I'm going down in style. Okay. And so I sat there, and this is when I did the infomercial. And I was either going to have money, or I had a job working at Houlihan's on Monday. Okay. Or I could go work for AT&T in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, Tampa. You've always wanted to live in Tampa.
Oh, my God. Hair looks terrible in Florida. So my infomercial worked. But, I went through getting a car repoed. Actually, I didn't get the car repoed during this whole time. This is before I bought the Porsche. I actually went down to the credit union and I dropped off the keys to the BMW.
You did it yourself before they could come get it.
And they said, no, we don't do that. There's a whole process. I'm like, I don't care how you do it. Here are the keys.
Just get it away from me.
Yeah, I said, here are the keys.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a cab home. So anyway, I know that you put together a whole list of ways for businesses to save some money.
I did. And, some of these, yes, are certainly going to be those no-brainer things that sometimes you just need to hear again, right? It's almost like when we talk about our personal finances. Yeah, we probably all have streaming services we don't use. Okay, in a business, we probably have software that we have multiple versions of that we don't need.
For sure you do.
Yeah, we bought a program that has, we bought 10 seats for all the people who are using it. And now only 3 people use it. So you're paying for all that. So there is one, right? That's just an easy one. That's what you were talking about every January. It doesn't matter if it's January. Do it anytime. You want to go through everything that you're paying for. Do we need it? And yes, it's a pain. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it's very manual, but you probably save a lot of money that way.
Well, I like what Amber does now, is that she tells us what contracts are coming up over the next 30 to 60 to 90 days.
What a professional segue, because that's actually next on my list.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of times, whether it's software, a vendor, whatever it might be, you have these recurring contracts that are going to auto-renew. You don't want to get caught. You missed the window, and so you can't say, actually, we're out of this one. Here's our 30 days, 90 days notice, whatever. You are not going to remember when your contracts expire. I guarantee you that. You're just not. So put them on your calendar. We don't just put the date that the contract itself is up. We put when you have to give notice. So if it's something that you don't want around anymore, good. You have that time to actually think about it. And don't put it on the calendar for the day you have to give the notice.
No. Yeah.
Give yourself, a couple weeks if you can to make sure, hey, are we using this? Do we need it? Can we negotiate something better?
And even if you find out that you were still paying for it and you hadn't been using it, is that we still call.
Oh, yeah.
We say okay, we've been paying for the last 6 months for this, and we haven't been using it. So we not only want to credit today and for it to stop moving forward, but we want to go back. And they're like, oh, well, that's not our normal policy because we had to have room on our servers for you. That was actually an excuse I got yesterday, by the way.
Room on their servers.
Yes. I was I looked at Amber. I'm like, does this really say that they can't give us a refund because they're allocated room on their servers? We are their little tiny client. I mean, they have 20th Century Fox as a client,
But when you do ask, why not ask, right? Ask for that back credit. You just be polite about it. If you're real with these companies, it doesn't need to be some crazy excuse. Oh, Deborah in accounting, left us a year ago, so we haven't thought about this account. Just talk to them. Hey, we didn't even know we had this. Is there any way you can give us credit for it?
Exactly.
Be friendly, be kind, and that does go a long way. Pay annually. This is one that I try to do in my personal life, and it works in business as well. If there are things that you know that you're going to use all year long, maybe it's software, something else, whatever, don't just pay the month to month. You can almost always get a better deal if you pay annually. We, as a business, try not to get into very, very long contracts because what if something changes? What if we don't like it anymore? What if, the prices go crazy?
Well, and that's just it. See, because the way that you're doing business today is probably very different than the way that you did business a year ago. Look at us, Al.
Totally.
What we're doing now is totally different than what we did a year ago. Or even oh my gosh, I hate to say the word COVID. Okay. It's like, oh.
COVID times.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's completely different. Everything we're doing is different, right? We've got the newsletter and this daily podcast and all kinds of things we're doing that the services we might have bought 3 years ago don't make any sense. So we need different things. So it's kind of a balance. If it's something that you know for sure, maybe it's your HR software. Okay, you're probably going to be using that. So just, buy in for the year. If it's a program, I don't know, you're going to try some new AI thing, go month to month on that.
That's true. That's a good one. And then, but keep in mind that you have to remind yourself that it is month to month.
Yes.
So
put that reminder on your calendar. Also, if you're doing things, I guess this is more a personal life one, but applies to all of it. If you are getting something for the free trial, please just put it on your calendar to cancel it because you're not going to remember. I have probably never remembered to cancel something unless I put it on my calendar.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, a couple more. This one I really like. Encourage your employees, and Ken, this is something that you do. Encourage your employees to learn and be willing to pay for it if they want to. Okay, yes, this is spending money, not saving money, but think about this. If your employees are smarter, happier, more engaged, learn more about their job and how they can do their job better, okay, doesn't that benefit everyone? So I think that that's a really smart place to maybe allocate a little bit of money if you can. And there's so much free stuff out there too that you can have people go look at. Somebody new who started for me recently, she's been taking so many courses on HubSpot because they're good, they're free, and it's a good base for her to learn, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
Check out those resources and guide your people to them, and I think that really goes a long way.
Okay, we have time for one more.
Meetings.
Meetings.
I think meetings are a waste of money because meetings are a waste of time. Not every meeting. I think we do things well here because we keep them short and sweet, and we only have a meeting when we need to have a meeting. If you are a company where you routinely have your full day blocked off because you can't get anything done and you're stuck in meetings that don't do anything for you, look at all that money you're wasting. Look at all that time you're wasting. So I would take a good hard look at your schedule. Maybe this weekend, right? Look at your meeting schedule. If you're the one who's setting all those meetings,
stop
it. Nobody likes them. You don't like them.
I hate meetings.
Oh my gosh, we all hate meetings.
I know.
And that's why we don't do a ton. A lot of what we do is just kind of off the cuff, like, hey, come over, let's talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this way we have a person who's got to get it done.
Yes.
So Al, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. These are really great tips. Kind of, maybe these are things like Elon Musk should have known. I mean, like, how do you make $20 billion in the tech industry, right? You spend $40 billion on Twitter.
Hey.
It's crazy. Bill in Alamo, Texas, glad to have you with us.
We are in a 55 plus HOA down here in Alamo, and it's a fairly good size one with permanent houses. We have maybe 1,000 residents and about 500 homes, and we are the webmasters. My wife and I are.
Awesome.
We have what we call mixed marriage. She's we help people out. She's a Mac and iPhone person, and I'm an Android and Windows person. So we're able to help a lot of people out. The big problem that we're having down here is elder fraud, and people are literally losing thousands of dollars.
Is that right?
We're here to pick up the pieces afterwards. In fact, one of our residents is a former FBI employee who is able to introduce people to the IC3 form. I guess you're probably familiar with that on there.
Yeah, the Internet Crime Complaint Center.
But this is after they've lost all their money. And so what I was wondering if we could do is put shortcuts on our webpage. We are webmasters down here for the webpage, and to relevant articles in the Kim Commando domain there that we could allow them to look at.
Sure, that would be pretty awesome. What we will need you to do is to sign what we call a content syndication agreement.
Okay.
But no, anytime we can help more people, Bill, the more the merrier, really, especially when it comes to older adults, because they're so vulnerable. And
yes,
these scammers are such masters at trickery. I mean,
yeah, and the thing is, a lot of the people down here, we haven't even heard from them. We've heard second and third hand because they're too ashamed to admit that something like that has happened to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 100%. I mean, that's something that you probably don't want publicized. Yeah, I just gave somebody who I thought was going to be the love of my life. And turns out that he's not working on an oil rig outside of Ireland. And he's probably somewhere in Eastern Europe or Africa, and he does this all day long. And I gave him $20,000, right?
Oh my Lord,
or whatever it may be. Now it's the deep fake voice scams. Those are really that's really frightening to me because you can get a phone call and it sounds exactly like your granddaughter, grandson, son, or daughter who says that they've been kidnapped and they need $10,000 or else they're going to get killed, right?
It's one of the reasons I'm not a big AI fan right now. So,
well, why aren't you an AI fan?
Because I feel that there's a lot more, well, besides the obvious sci-fi stuff, I've always been a big sci-fi fan, and I've seen enough of Terminator and iRobot and things like that to know to think that things could go really bad in another 100 years. But I also think that there's too much ways in which they can impersonate people and people we know.
Yeah, there are so many unknowns right now with AI, and whether it's generative AI and the AI becoming smarter than humans, which is just, they say, maybe 18, 24 months away, right?
Yeah.
And then using its power to create bioweapons. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, we saw all those movies and we thought, oh gosh, that could never happen to us.
That's right.
And it's like, oh, wait, this is looking like too eerily familiar to me. This is really nutso. What would be really great is if we could get everybody signed up for our free newsletters, because that's essentially, we pass along scams, it seems like every other day. New ones are popping up. So, if you want to give us a nice link to sign up for the free newsletters, that'd be pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I'll put that on there as well.
And then any
this
articles.
Content syndication thing, what's that?
It's just a basic one-page content syndication agreement that, we allow you to link to our site and that you're not going to turn into a porno site one day. That's basically what we're all afraid of over here, so...
And that and AI. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right. Now all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh, we haven't deep faked Kim Commando yet. Don't try it, okay? Or if you do, make sure she's super hot. All right. I mean,
got it.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. So, Bill, let's just make sure that we have a good email address for you. We'll make sure that we send that out this week. And thanks for your call and thanks for your help in spreading the good word. Because let me tell you, folks, the more people we can help stay safe in this world, the better that I sleep at night, and you should too. So if you have an organization, no matter what the size is that if you ever want to link out to us or help us, maybe get more subscribers to the newsletters that will help you in turn, make sure that you reach out to us. We've got some easy ways to do that. You can head over to commando.com and hit that link that says email Kim. Hey, listen, if you have an organization that you would like to subscribe to our free newsletters, it's not like we can take everybody's email addresses and just put them on the list because that's against the whole Can Spam Act. But we could give you a special link where your people can sign up and then you get the referral credit for it. And we are increasing the ante on that. If you give us 1,000 folks who sign up for our newsletters, you could win $1,000. I don't know why. I keep giving away $1,000 worth of stuff. I don't know, we have to change that. Maybe $500. It should be $25. Okay, no, $1,000. Okay, so any newsletter that you get at the bottom, you have your unique referral link. And if you're not already getting our newsletters, sign up now. You're going to love them over at getkim.com. Okay, advertisers are notorious for watching what you do and where you go online. Now, think of the cookies as the trail that you leave behind when you're online. Okay, they're super useful, but cookies are also used to track where you go and what you do online. And they'll even do it on a website other than the one that you're visiting. So advertisers love cookies because they help customize the ads that you see. But here's the secret. You can opt out of cookies. What? Yes, I said opt out of cookies. Go to optout.aboutads.info. That's optout.aboutads.info. You're just like, I totally lost that, Kim. I don't know what you're talking about. In your newsletter, we're going to put the link. And again, so sign up over at GetKim. You're going to join 500,000 folks who get TechSmart in just 5 minutes a day. Again, that address is getkim.com. It's free at getkim.com.
Thanks for listening to The Kim Commando Show. Here's Hour 4.
I always like to kick things off with something fun and interesting. And let me tell you about a guy by the name of Julian Joseph. He's a programmer, recently got laid off. and he just didn't want to fill out all those applications online. So he wanted to try something new. Well, there's an artificial intelligence service, of course there is, that would fill out all the applications. It's called Lazy Apply. Now, all he had to do was fill out some information about the jobs that he actually wanted and his experience and his positions that he was looking at. Just click a button and that would be it. And he watched this bot go through applications on LinkedIn and Indeed. It applied to 1,000 jobs overnight. Wow, that's something. On the whole, Lazy Apply applied for 5,000 jobs for Joe. And he landed 20 interviews using the chatbot. So think about that. He applied for 5,000 jobs and he got 20 interviews. So how did this compare to the 300 jobs that he applied for manually? Well, he got about 20 interviews from those 300. So good news. Score 1 for the humans in the AI world domination. Yeah, just can't fill out a job application. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Commando, America's beloved digital goddess, here with you once again with the biggest, the best, the most trusted show about all things digital. And you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is now a tech thing. And if you're already a listener, welcome back. And if you're a brand new listener, hey, where you been for all these years? You can find my award-winning show in over 420 top radio stations throughout the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite podcast player, or you can get the Kim Commando Show as a podcast, as a webcast, over at commando.com, where you can get it 100% commercial free. Yes, I said 100% commercial free. If in case you want to check it out, head over to the website and hit that button that says Commando Community. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is open right now at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. If you're just too dang shy to come on a big-time radio show and a big-time podcast, I get that. You can always send me your questions by heading over to the website. Once again, that's commando.com and hitting that link that says Email Kim. Alrighty then, every single day I go to at least 35, sometimes 40, 45 different websites to make sure that you're up to date on all things digital. And here are 5 things that are happening in tech right now you need to know about. And we're going to start with Apple's very expensive $3,500 Vision Pro headset. And what if someone sits down next to you wearing one of these things? Okay, even though it looks more like a ski mask than anything else, when someone straps on a Vision Pro headset, they're basically strapping on the equivalent of a super duper iPhone. Here's what's inside: 2 depth sensors, 6 microphones. Wow, 12 HD cameras, and all these sensors that continuously track everyone around you in 3 dimensions. So the Washington Post says that every hand gesture, every eyeball flick, and every movement is tracked and is probably being recorded. So I need not remind you that when you're in public, you really have no legitimate right for privacy. So if you see someone with a Vision Pro headset on, you have a right to know if you're being tracked, recorded, because no one knows where all that collected data is going. Moving on to number 2, more about the Vision Pro is hitting the streets. There are already pictures on social media of people having dinner party. Yeah, 4 people around a dinner table, all with Vision Pro headsets on. Like, I don't know about that. Some guy was pulled over because he was driving a Tesla while wearing one of these things. He did get a ticket. There are people wearing them crossing the street, riding mass transit. As for me, I can really see them in the office. I guess maybe with gamers and designers. I could even see me wearing one. I mean, how about a great 4K movie with a Vision Pro on? But as for going out, there's really no way. It's just a matter of minutes before you're going to get mugged. I mean, think about this, $3,500 just strapped on your face. And besides, you simply can't wear these things in public without looking like a complete weirdo. Moving on to number 3, things are just getting worse and worse for the electric vehicle industry. Automakers have hit the brakes on EVs. This past week, Volvo pulled the plug on all further funding to Polestar. And what the heck is Polestar? Well, that's the electric car maker Volvo created with some Chinese partners. Why? Customers just aren't buying. They're spooked by repair costs. And insurance companies say that because of the number of sensors and all the advanced tech, EVs cost thousands more to repair than just traditional cars. And they're being put off by the relatively few number of charging stations, how long it takes to recharge, and by, wow, the cost of recharging. And if that's not enough, a new study from the University of Nebraska proves that the nation's highway guardrails just can't handle the crashes of EVs because they weigh thousands of pounds more than the average gas-powered sedan. So for now, the EV industry is in trouble. Moving on to number 4, your family's secret code. My son Ian's now in law school, but when he was still, I don't know, in preschool, I got him a cell phone. Okay, it didn't have a whole bunch of bells and whistles, just 3 buttons, one to call mom, one to call dad, and one to call granny. But with today's phones, I recommend that every family use a secret code in case they're in trouble. I wrote about this over at USA Today, also the Daily Mail and Fox News, and a lot of people have been asking me more questions about it. You see, texting an emoji is inconspicuous, and it can be super fast. Rather than texting out a whole sentence, dear mom or dad, this is what's going on, I need your help, I'm here, whatever it may be. But you want to pick an emoji that is something easy to remember, like maybe an owl or a tree or crescent moon, something that you're not going to use. And also be sure that location services such as Find My on your phone is activated. Then you really need to talk to your kids and family members about the emoji, not a quick chat, an in-depth talk. And you have to agree to use this code only when there's big trouble. Peace of mind for you, safety for them. Finally, this coming in at number 5, do not make another purchase online until you hear about all the sneaky ways that shopping websites are trying to get you to pay more. I mean, for example, never pay for an extended warranty. I'm telling you why. The item is probably not going to fail anytime soon. And if it does, it's probably going to fail within the original warranty. Now, if it's a year or two later and it's a tech item, it's probably going to be obsolete by then anyway. Now, if you buy from a major retailer, think of Costco, they have a money-back guarantee regardless of when you actually purchase the product. Also, watch out for the buy two and get the other one at a discount. Okay, you're still buying more and paying for more than you really wanted to in the beginning. And finally, never fall for the you pay only for shipping and handling scam. The item's price is always hidden inside the shipping cost. And speaking of, let me tell you, once you've seen one shopping center, you've seen them all. Alrighty then, let's start with Diane in York, Pennsylvania.
Just wanted to say I've really been enjoying your show. I've been listening for a few months now, and I appreciate what you and your team do. The reason I contacted you is that I have a Yahoo email account, been using it for about 15 years.
Okay.
Now, I switched over to Gmail, and I set the Yahoo up, so I'm no longer using Yahoo. I set it up to forward all my stuff over to Gmail, but at this point, I'd like to close out the Yahoo account, but I'd like to find out if there's a way to save my emails for the Yahoo emails for reference. Or
yeah, you
transfer
can do
them
that.
over to the Gmail account.
Well, why did you get rid of the Yahoo account? Too much junk?
Yeah, and I'm very slowly looking at my IT security and trying to be more careful with my online presence. Eventually, I'm going to move away from the Gmail, but yeah, just Yahoo with all the hacking and all the problems they've been having. I'm just trying to get away from them.
Yeah, see, so what I don't want to do is like plug up your Gmail with all your old Yahoo email, right?
Okay.
And so, because then it's like, oh gosh, this is what I was trying to get away from, but now I'm going to be getting all my Yahoo mail in my Gmail. And then you're like, oh, this is going to be so confusing. It does. It gets to be a bit of a nightmare. And especially if you want to actually shut down an email address. What I recommend is that you set up a different email client for that. And so, like, for example, you could use Thunderbird. And Thunderbird's free, open source. It's really amazing. But it supports POP3 and IMAP protocol, which means basically that you can use it to download and manage all your Yahoo email locally. Okay. And Thunderbird, like I mentioned, it is free. It also allows you to manage multiple email accounts, and it's got encryption and chat and all that other stuff. So basically how you're going to do it is you're going to add your Yahoo account to Thunderbird using your existing email credentials. And the only thing that you do have to do is in your Yahoo settings is get inside there and make sure you enable IMAP. And that's IMAP. But, Thunderbird is free. It has all these tutorials that you can find on YouTube, for example, or even on its own website. But again, so just take a look at Thunderbird, and eventually we're going to get you migrated off of that Yahoo account because, who needs that? This is where we need that sound effect, where the guy who actually did that Yahoo yodel, he actually said Kim Commando. We'll see if we can play that. We can find that out of the archives. We can play that right now for everybody because it's so cool. Diane, thank you for your call, and thank you for your kind words about just finding the show. Where you been, girlfriend? We've been around here for 20 years, but we always love to find new listeners, and welcome aboard. Yeah, we're all drowning in email. I'm telling you. Oh, if you're not getting our free newsletter, sign up over at getkim.com. This coming week, we're going to talk about dealing with all this email because it's not just you, Diane. It seems like the entire country, including myself. I looked at my email this morning. I had 324 unread messages. Oh my gosh, 324 unread messages. Like, what am I going to do with all this? Anyway, that's next week in our free newsletter called The Current. Sign up now over at getkim.com. All right, back to the phones we go with Marie in beautiful San Diego, California. Hi there, Marie.
So I am helping a family member close his business, and we'll be dealing with vendors and clients, and I do not want the phone calls coming to my cell phone because in closing the business, we canceled the business phone. And I need help.
You sound so frustrated, Marie.
Oh, my God. You have no idea. And, well, you know what? The gift is your emails with the funny pictures.
Oh, good.
So, it brings me joy.
Good.
But, right now, it's been a real storm.
Well, it's a lot of work. It is. You know, it's a lot of work. Okay, I'm going to make your life easier. So, you ready? Take a deep breath. Ready. Take a deep breath. Ready? Okay, ready? Taking that deep breath. I don't hear it, Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to, on your current phone, so you don't have to buy another phone, okay, or get another phone, is that you're going to set up a Google Voice account. Okay. Google Voice will give you a phone number for calls, texts, voicemails. You can use that number to make phone calls. You can get voicemail transcripts right in your inbox, like emails. You don't get spam messages. You can block unwanted calls. The thing too is because of this business is that when somebody calls that phone number is that you can screen that call before you answer. Okay, so you can say, who is that? You will say like that you've reached a Google Voice number, say who you are. And then you can hit 1 to receive the call, 2 not to receive the call. Okay. And what's nice about this too is that you will hear this, it will be distinct ring from what you already have on your phone. And so when you know when that Google Voice number rings, you know it's coming in just for the business. Make sense?
Yeah. Is it possible, because I have someone else that's going to be helping me with some of the vendors, to have a separate phone without...
You could give them access to the voice number, and you can give them access to the transcripts and the emails and things like that. But it's going to ring on your phone. That's what it's going to ring. You know, you can also set up a phone tree on a Google Voice number, which that may be another solution for you. Is that, you know, press 1 if you're calling about this, press 2 about this, press 3, and then if somebody presses 3, that call could be forwarded to another number.
Oh,
so you have some different options there. Press 1 if you just want to know the mailing address or what the procedures are. If you're looking for a form, I don't know what kind of business it is, so I can't really give you any specifics, other than you know how voice trees work, and so
the vendor calls can go to this other person.
Yes,
and the client calls can come to me. That can work.
Yes,
that would work.
So I'm going to put you on hold. And then Amber, who's screening calls today, she'll give you a direct link where you can get more information about Google Voice. It's really a terrific solution for a lot of different scenarios. We actually helped set a Catholic monk up with a Google Voice number in Virginia because, oh my gosh, the poor guy at the food bank, everybody's calling his personal cell phone number, even when he needed to give last rites at midnight. And so we facilitated with setting up his Google Voice number, and then setting up the phone tree in Spanish and English. And, we are still taking care of whatever costs are associated with that to this day. Really is a very, very powerful, powerful tool out there for a lot of folks. Again, it's a Google Voice account. So, Marie, hang on the line and take that another deep breath because life is good again. If you need help setting up your Google Voice number, we've got a whole how-to guide over at komando.com. That's komando.com, by the way. Google Voice, it's one of these products that, you may have heard about it. You maybe heard me talk about it. But until you actually use it, well, then you're like, oh, this is pretty valuable. But here's a tip, is that if you don't use your Google Voice number for a while, they will go ahead and take it away from you. So if you think you have a Google Voice number, you're going to put it on stationery, on cards, or whatever it may be, and then you just don't check your Google Voice number for months and months and months, just know that Google's going to say, I guess they're not using it, so we're going to take that number back, and then you're not going to be able to get that number back. So just keep that in mind. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit right now. Have you ever been in a massive parking garage after a vacation, maybe a great concert or just a shopping spree, wandering around because you're sitting there like, where the heck did I park my car? Don't worry, there are some tech ways to help you out. Now, first of all, what you want to do is check your phone's Bluetooth history. It logs when you disconnected your phone from the car. This can actually give you an idea of where your car is parked. Okay, keep in mind, this is not a GPS, but it could jog your memory. Next, if you haven't turned off location history inside your Google account, your phone was in fact tracking all of your movements. So what you want to do now is you open Google Maps, you tap on your profile, then hit your timeline. Yes, you can go back to about the time when you parked your car because boom, there it is. Now, what about next time? Well, this is where you want to do a little bit of pre-planning. Like if you're going to park in the airport parking garage, what I always do is I just take a picture of the sign closest to where I parked, because after all, I mean, after a trip to Maui, you're like, I don't know where I parked. But both Google and Apple Maps let you mark a location where you parked to. Better yet, throw an Apple AirTag or tile tracker in your car so this way you never lose your car again. All right, you get the same message every year. Hi, it's your internet service provider. We love you, but we had to raise the price of your service. And you're like, oh, yeah, sure you did. So here's how to get that internet bill down. First, it's super tempting to sign up for the highest priced, fastest internet plan, but you're probably not going to need it. So what you need to do is make your best guess about how many hours you stream video, you're playing games, you're browsing the web, email, you got it. Then call your internet provider. You may be able to drop to a lower price tier. Second, call your ISP for a promo and ask when it ends. See, most of the time you answer it's like from 1 year from when you signed up. But just keep in mind, promos don't last forever. This is how they totally suck us in, because you may not notice after that year and then the price goes up. So you always want to negotiate for when the year ends, not when the promo ends. Now, you can also play hardball. Is it worth it to switch providers? Probably not. But your current ISP knows that you can take your business anywhere else, and they might budge on the price. If you just say, I can't afford this anymore, but Joe down the street is offering me a better deal. But you have to speak to this right person when you do this. You can't just talk to a rep on the phone. You have to ask for what's called a retention specialist. Once again, that's called a retention specialist. All right, still to come, we've got a lot more of your phone calls, as well as one step to speed up your phone. And then later on, the real price of streaming. I bet you're going to be super surprised by this. Let's see. Denise in Boulder, Colorado. Hi there, Denise.
So my church would like to simplify and automate the administrative process for scheduling 24-hour prayer sign-up. Some participants may have technical challenges and may not have computers, but most all have cell phones. So initially I would like a calendar that they could sign up for an available time slot. We have space in the chapel. And then they have to go to the church and get a fob, and they have to take an online training. After that, it's kind of administrative nightmare to kind of.
I bet.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's anything you can recommend. I've checked with other churches, and a lot of it is just manual.
Well, it seems like we can get out of the manual processes, right? I would hope so. How many people are we talking about in the prayer group?
So it's adoration, and so it's 24/7 is what they're working towards.
Oh, okay.
So in the chapel, there's like room for 3, 6, 9, about 20 total.
Wow. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Good. So it's quite a bit of people that we definitely don't want to have to put this on a spreadsheet.
And absolutely, yeah. They're not even doing that right now.
Are they doing it on paper?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good for them. Okay. Let's just say that's why we have what's called Sign Up Genius. And that's what you want to look at. Sign Up Genius. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Super easy to use. Can handle the church's adoration, date, time, specific roles, slots, a lot of flexibility. It also sends out automatic email reminders so that That will reduce the chances of people like, oh gosh, I forgot about that. There are some other features as well, but the initial setup is going to take a little bit of time because you have all the possible scenarios because you probably have specific volunteer roles, right?
Right.
Maybe some special events. And then what I would do is I'd get this all together, and then I would organize just a step-by-step guide for the members. You can highlight key features. You can take screenshots or even videos and say, this is where you have to, this is how you set it all up. And it's very versatile. I really think that this is something that you're going to look at, and you're going to like it because it's free. We like that too. It's called Sign Up Genius. And again, that's Sign Up Genius. And I think normally I like to give you 2 or 3 choices, but I think this is probably the easiest and the best one for the church's needs. And if it doesn't work out, which I highly doubt, I think it's going to be perfect for you. Just keep in mind, just give me a shout back and we'll work through different alternatives. But I don't want to send you over to Google Land for Google Calendar. I just think that this is going to be a lot easier because this is exactly what it's made to do. It's just straightforward for both the organizer and any of the participants. And again, it's called Sign Up Genius. And Denise, thanks for your call today. All right. I'm sure it's happened to you. You try to pull up that photo you took last year on vacation, but you're like, taking forever, losing my patience. So what happened? Well, if your phone suddenly runs slowly, you probably just have too much stuff on it. And it's not just your photos, your videos, or other docs that can just plug it all up. It's actually your phone browser's cache. Now, if you haven't looked at your phone browser's cache, you're going to be pleasantly surprised everything that it has and what you can do to wipe it out to speed it up. In case you're unfamiliar, the cache stores versions of website graphics. Here, I want you to think about logos, banners, videos that make surfing online quicker. But over time, that cache just builds into a huge pile of data that bloats your phone. But good news, you can clear it all out. And this will actually speed up your phone. Unbelievable. On your iPhone, find Safari, and in the settings, I want you to look for something called website data. Now, if you wipe that out, I bet your phone's going to run a bit more smoothly. Now, for Team Android, open the Chrome app and then tap More and then clear your browsing data. Now, if deleting your web browser's cache doesn't help speed things up, well, that's when you have to do a few other steps. You want to check for any operating system updates. You want to make sure that you install them. And finally, just turn your phone completely off. I know, when's the last time you did that? Think about it. When is the last time you actually power cycled your phone? I mean, I bet you're sitting there going, I don't remember, Kim. I have no idea. Okay, when you turn your phone off, I want you to wait at least 30, 45 seconds before you turn it back on. That normally will speed things up in a jiffy too. All right, with that said, Neil in Reno, Nevada.
Well, I have an older MacBook Air from 2012, and it's up to date and everything like that. I have an annual subscription to Microsoft Word for Mac that I use.
Okay.
And I wrote a novel. It didn't get published, but it was back in 1994, and I wanted to go and revisit those files and edit them and do something with them. So I opened it up on I put the thumb drive in my computer, and those files will not open up. And I get a message saying it's locked because they were created with an older version of Microsoft Word. So I'm trying to figure out how to open these. Are they just gone?
No, we can't have anything gone, right? This is your novel.
I know it.
Right?
Thank you.
I mean, we have to, you could just pop this novel right up on a Kindle right now, right? And maybe you're making some money, and then somebody's going to call you, Neil, and they're going to say, we want to turn this into a movie, and we want you to be the producer because it's such a great book. What do you think?
Well, I would be happy just to open it, right? And then that would be my first step. If I could do that, I'd just be so excited because I thought, oh no, this is just gone. But then I'm a listener. I listen all the time, and I thought you will know the answer.
Well, here's the deal. There are some places where you can go online, like Zamzar and Cloud Convert, that you can upload a file, and then it will try to convert it into a newer file.
Okay.
You can also use open source software. So we're going to get rid of Microsoft Wordland, and we're going to go use, say, LibreOffice or OpenOffice. A lot of times these older file formats can be opened by open source because they've been around forever. And unlike maybe a big Microsoft company that says, we're not going to support that old file format anymore because we don't want to have to do all the updates and stuff like that. People at open source like, but I think this will kind of work for us. You may also be able to find, I don't know if you remember, but before we all went online, there used to be Microsoft Word Viewer, and that was for people who didn't have Microsoft Word, but they still wanted to look at Word documents. So you may be able to find that. But really, I think your best bet is to try a site that does online conversions on the fly, like Zamzar and Cloud Convert. And then second step, if that doesn't work, we're going to look at LibreOffice and OpenOffice. And the third step is if none of that works, Neil, you need to call me back. And we're going to go to the next level. All right?
Well, what it does tell me is you try to open it with, and it said on Apple, text edit. And although it will open it, it's very garbled looking.
Oh, yes.
It's like very fragmented, and I thought that doesn't look like a Word document.
Well, also you have like all the funky characters, and
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and you're like, where did that star and square come from? And the ... And that's because it just doesn't know what to do with it because it's a little bit older, like most of us are getting as time goes on. And we have to be able to use the right tools. So Neil, give those a shot. And if for some reason it doesn't work, just give me a call back. I'm always here for you. All right, we have time to squeeze in another call. Robin in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, you're probably going to laugh at me, but I have been listening to motivational and like meditation, like videos at night.
Mm-hmm. To help you sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
And I use one called Abide, and it's biblical. It goes over Bible verses. And I thought, this is good. I can get my Bible study in for the day. Fall asleep.
This is great. This is fabulous.
Great.
I mean, you're so funny. That's see. And then okay, maybe I've been doing this all wrong, Robin. Is that I've been trying to listen to Bible in a year when I'm putting on my makeup and getting ready in the morning. Okay. I didn't think I was listening to it while I was going to sleep. Then I could get the Bible verse in and sleep at the same time. That's awesome.
Yeah. But let me tell you what has happened. Every time I listen to them, I have horrible nightmares.
God is talking to you. God is talking to you. God is saying, Robin, do your Bible verses in the morning.
Can there be subliminal messages in these meditation things we've listened to?
Subliminal messages, they are meant to be perceived subconsciously. Okay.
Right.
I think I looked at the video. You did, because you sent me an email and I looked at the video. It's a really big channel. I didn't realize I think they have over 1 million subscribers on that.
Yeah.
I would find it hard to believe that there's something in that particular meditational Bible verse that is saying, Robin, you're going to go to the deep darkness and, you're going to fall off the Titanic and Leonardo DiCaprio is not going to be there to save you.
Oh, well, dang.
Sorry. But what you could do is you could look at a transcript, right?
Okay.
Of the video, and basically you go to YouTube. There's that 3-dot menu, the more menu.
Correct.
And then there's an option that says open the transcript. Just about every YouTube video has that, but the person who uploads the video has to enable the transcript to happen. Okay.
Okay.
You could always just feed that audio into another AI tool like otter.ai. You'd have to download the audio and then do that. There are audio analysis tools that may be able to help, but if I were you, I would just find a new channel, find something new. Maybe there's something in the story. Maybe there's something in the person's tone, the inflection, the music that just doesn't operate for you on that right frequency. I just, I didn't really see anything that stood out that this was kind of like, oh, this is kind of like a weirdo type thing that, yeah, maybe there could be. I didn't see that in the video that you sent me or that you mentioned in your email to me. So I would probably just find something else. Try Calm. I don't know if you tried that. That's a Calm app. That's pretty good too. There's several of them out there. Who's the one that I use? Oh, Insight Timer. That's another one. Wow, both really super interesting questions. And if you ever have a question that you'd like me to answer here on the show, you can always drop me a note. The easiest place to do it is to go to commando.com. And then there's a button and link that says email Kim. Yes, I know, super smart. You're like, oh, Kim, that's where I do it. Yep, that's right. Email Kim. That's where that magic happens. You can also leave me your questions all over social media. But I'm just telling you right now, between you and me, I look at every single note that comes through the website. I just don't have time to look at every single note all over social media. So commando.com and hit that link that says email Kim. All right, when you signed up for a streaming service, you probably just went with the offer that popped up because it seemed cheap. Not anymore. Netflix just upped its premium plan to $23. Disney Plus without ads is $14. Hulu, $18. A Forbes survey recently found that 50% of us, pay for streaming services that we're just not using. I know, I'm guilty of it too, just so many to keep track of. So it's time for a streaming audit. First, check your bank and credit card statements for recurring subscription fees. On your iPhone, it's all under your Apple ID and a subscription button. On Android, you want to go to the Play Store, tap your profile pic and hit payments and subscriptions. You can also use an app like Rocket Money. And as far as that amount, most people say they're spending $65 a month when the average American is spending, are you ready for it? $165 a month. Oh my gosh. Hey, just a reminder, make sure that you get my free newsletter. Sign up now at getkim.com.